Welcome back to Tokyo, Japan, continuing coverage of the Round 1 Japan Cup. Minami Suna bowling setter. And the semifinals have produced the first all-JPBA title match since the very first one when Ken Taniguchi beat Kiyoshi Nakari. All-JPBA final. The Japan Cup will return home. It's Yuya Kato and Kazuaki Watanabe. And Kato will get things started in our title match. Look back at our two JPBA champions, Taniguchi in '85, Sakai in '88, and Randy Peterson in '89 joins me in the booth. Here we go with our title match. Strike for Kato.
I think this is going to be a close match, and I think both players are going to play fairly close to one another in terms of the area of play on the lane. Ultimately, it's going to boil down to who can control the nerves with all that's at stake.
Neither player has a title to their name. One will after this match. Opening shot for Watanabe. That comes up high, and it's a 3-10. The baby split.
You think about your last comment, Mike J., and neither player has won a title. This isn't like going down the street and bowling for the Tokyo Open or maybe the Shinagawa Classic. This is the Japan Cup. A little more weight involved.
Good spare. Cleans up the baby split. Japan will celebrate the return of the Japan Cup at the end of this title match.
Nicely done here. The last thing you want to do in a title match is start with an open frame and get behind early. That just adds pressure to the already pressure-packed situation.
Watanabe's second frame. That comes up just a tad high, 4-pin.
High on the right lane, high on the left lane. Needs to make an adjustment from the last game. It's not a bad shot, but it just drifts a pinch high.
Watanabe from Chiba, Japan. Lines up on the single pin spare, converts, slash in the box, spare for Kazuaki Watanabe. In a sense, Randy, there may be a little less pressure in this match. It would have been different had one or the other faced an American player for the pressure of bringing the Japan Cup home. Is it a little different knowing that that pressure doesn't exist?
You know what? I'm not so sure because, you know, you're still bowling for the Japan Cup. It shouldn't matter who your opponent is. I get where you're saying, hey, it's going to stay in the country. So maybe that's a little less pressure packed, but you know, once you get to the title match, it shouldn't matter who your opponent is or what he looks like or or what country he comes from. You're trying to win, plain and simple.
Third frame, Yuya Kato against Kazuaki Watanabe for the Japan Cup. Neither player has won a title. How difficult is it to punch through that barrier to win your first title, no matter who you're bowling against?
It's extremely difficult, and the fact that this is basically a major and the biggest tournament in their country makes it that much tougher.
So Kato with the double, and the first double on the board is generally key in any single game match.
Just imagine if we were bowling in the U.S. Open and you were bowling in the title match and you'd never won before. Well, that's what these two Japanese players are experiencing right now.
Unique style of Watanabe with the offset feet. Spins the 5-out.
It was almost a Dick Weber slapping of the 5-pin. Pretty good shot here. This ball is going to go just a pinch light, and watch the 5-pin, the last to go down. It got nudged one way and then nudged another and didn't know what to do. Finally fell late.
Watanabe trails, fourth frame. can cut into the lead of Kato. Kicks the 10 out. Double for Kazuaki Watanabe.
And a great shot there. He cuts the lead to 11. Just a beautiful shot. Remember the last time on this lane he left a 4-pin. A little bit better shot here, or maybe an adjustment with feet and target to the left.
Kato now up in the 4th frame out of Kanagawa, Japan. Turned pro in 2004. Working on a couple of strikes here with a lead in the 4th.
Now there's the difference in rev rate and power when compared to the U.S. players like E.J. Tackett, like Tommy Jones, Sean Rash. You see those players playing that deep inside angle, they tend to slap that 10-pin out more times than not.
Conversion of the 10-pin. Yuya Kato with a lead against Watanabe. Appreciate the great support of the JPBA and all the fans in attendance here today as they get to watch history in progress as the Japan Cup returns home. But who will possess it? 5th frame.
Greatness, just a great shot there from Kato. 10-pin match. How steady that head is, and that balance, the fouling is just perfect.
Ten-pin lead for Kato, and Kazuaki Watanabe can even things up with another strike. 5th frame. And he gets it. Even match halfway home. Title match of the Japan Cup.
Beautiful little shot here by Watanabe. This ties the match up. He liked it. I'm not sure his opponent did.
So Watanabe up in the 6th frame. Opportunity to jump into the lead here. Title match, round 1 Japan Cup. And a light hit, but carries the 7 out.
Good stuff. That's a 4-bagger. After getting off to that rough start, baby split a little high, he comes back with a solid 4-bagger to take the lead.
The Japan Cup returns home. Who will possess it, Kazuaki Watanabe or Yuya Kato? We will find out when the Round 1 Japan Cup returns to Minami-Suna. 6th frame title match, Round 1 Japan Cup. Yuya Kato can even things up with a strike. And he does it. Perfect shot.
This is a great match. You couldn't ask for any more. Title match, Japan Cup, hasn't been won by a JPBA player in 25 years. These guys are going toe-to-toe. And this match is all even through 6 frames. Good stuff.
Kato, 7th frame. And Watanabe both look to be shaking off some nerves. Kato first to play here. 2nd place finish in the 2011 Tokai Open is his best previous finish.
Nice.
For 2 guys that haven't won a title, quality shots coming down the stretch.
You know, you talk about tradition. You take a look at that JPBA logo on Kato's shirt right there. You know, our PBA logo's changed in the 31 and 32 years that I've been a PBA member. I don't think that the JPBA logo has changed. And I started bowling the Japan Cup, I think, back in 1987. I think it's the same logo as it was back then. Talk about great tradition.
Great tradition of the JPBA and this Japan Cup returning home. And the title hangs in the balance for one of its countrymen. Kazuaki Watanabe strike to even things up here. 7th frame title match. shakes out the 7. Even Steven.
Very long, extended footwork for Watanabe and a great result. Now we're coming down to the championship frames, the 8th, 9th, and 10th. And who performs in the championship frames always wins.
Kato with his thoughts. Watanabe with the ball. 8th frame. Drilled it. Splits the 8 and 9. What a shot in the 8th.
Tremendous. After that rocky start, he's been perfect. 2, 4, 6 bagger. Great shot. Now he has to sit and wait. Up by 10.
You can feel the crowd, too, the normally very respectful audience. You're starting to hear some hips and hollers out there, rooting their countrymen on. Now, Kato must strike in the 8th to even up the match. Light, and the 4-pin remains.
It's kind of like watching Wimbledon when they're getting closer and closer to match point. You could start to hear the crowd getting behind their favorite player. Kato could have used a strike right here. Instead, it looks like it's going to be 9 spare if he can convert the 4-pin. That puts Watanabe in the driver's seat.
Spare for Yuya Kato. We enter the foundation frame. Kazuaki Watanabe with a strike up and an 11-pin lead. Minami Suna Bowling Center in Tokyo. The Japan Cup will return home. Who will hoist her? 9th frame. Yuya Kato, working on the spare, trails by 11 pins.
This is where you just got to suck it up and wipe the computer, wipe the brain clean. No thinking can be done right now. It's got to be autopilot.
Confident stroke, 10 back for Yuya Kato.
That was a great shot. Sets up the 10th frame.
Kato can strike out for 258.
Yeah,
Watanabe will finish first.
Watanabe can strike out for 279.
So Watanabe in a position to shut out. Operating now in his foundation 9th frame. Ooh, and a 10.
Look, just a bit aggressive at the bottom of the swing. A little extra speed caused that ball to hit just a fraction flat as it went through the pins. Now, needs to convert the 10-pin. See the 6-pin go to the sidewall and just lay there kind of flat. Now, if he converts here and strikes out in the 10th frame, he could shoot 258, and we have the possibility of a tie. How's that? 25 years since a Japanese player has won this event, and this title match could end up in a tie?
Oh, no! Flags the 10-pin open frame.
That could be potentially the most devastating thing that happens to that young man. I promise you, he'll never forget the 2013 Japan Cup 9th frame when he missed a 10-pin. He's got to somehow find a way to pick himself up, dust himself off, and strike out in the 10th frame. He still has a chance to win. If he strikes out, he's in the 240s. Kato, if he were to go spare strike, would be in the 230s.
Neither player has won a title. Who will have the fortitude to take home the Japan Cup? 10th frame.
That was tugged left. You could see it immediately out of his hand. It was yanked a mile left. Bad shot. And one bad shot leads to another. Left of target, no chance to lay there. He goes through the nose. The 3-6-9-10 was up for a second, and now it's just the baby split, the 3-10. His hopes and dreams of becoming a Japan Cup champion slowly dwindling away.
Picks up the spare, though. And still a chance for 236 on the fill. Kato currently pacing at 238. Two tough shots in the 9th and 10th, the missed spare and the high shot tugged for Watanabe. Got to be some nerves flowing. Better shot there. 235 final in the title match for Kazuaki Watanabe. Will it be enough?
Mike J., this title was his when he stepped up in the 9th frame. Missed a single pin spare and quite possibly cost him his first ever title.
Yuya Kato stands up in the 10th frame. As the players like to say, it's ball in hand, meaning you control your destiny.
You don't think there's any pressure? Look how much time he's taking, and the deep breaths, the deep breathing.
Oh, and he delivers the shot of a lifetime. Pured it.
Well, every shot makes somebody happy, and this one made Kato extremely happy. Biggest shot of his life, and we saw it right here.
Light that time, 245, but Yuya Kato, the first JPBA member to win the Round 1 Japan Cup since Takeo Sakai back in 1988. An historic moment here in Tokyo. And the home crowd taking him home. The work is done. Yuya Kato, Japan Cup champion, as the cup returns home. And Watanabe fell apart in the 9th and 10th, costing him a shot. But it was this shot from Yuya Kato, Randy, that seized the day.
He just bowled phenomenal all day long and threw his greatest shot when he needed to. That first shot in the 10th frame was just brilliant.
Next Sunday at 3 Eastern on ESPN, it's the Regional Players Invitational Finals and the PBA 50 Tour Finals featuring Walter Ray Williams Jr., Amleto Monticelli, and Pete Weber. An historic conclusion to the Round 1 Japan Cup. 4 Americans and 1 Finn unable to hold back the charge of the JPBA as the Japan Cup returns home for the first time in 25 years. A Watanabe Open paved the way for this memorable strike from Yuya Kato. For Randy Peterson, this is Mike Jakubowski. We'll see you next week from the World Series of Bowling in Las Vegas.